Right, it's right where.
It's right on Pennsylvania Avenue.
Yeah, it's on Pennsylvania Avenue.
Right across from the
Sidewalk,
building.
which is cemented, but then there's another concrete slab, I guess you could say. It's a slab
Yeah, we
concrete,
have
it looks like
an
a bus stop.
step in.
Would be
I don't
there.
know how things work, I mean, there's no way that you can put any kind of a timeline on being able to habitate that building? I mean, how can it go for years
Usually, when you
without being
issue
habitable?
permits, they're only good for a certain period of
Well,
time.
we didn't issue any permits yet.
They've been working.
What?
What do you mean? How
We
do you
didn't
know?
issue any,
There's gotta be building.
you're talking about COs. We didn't issue any of those yet.
They have to have inspections at some point.
Inspections are different, but he's talking about certificate of occupancy.
No, it's building
Oh,
permits.
We're talking about certificate of occupancy, or we're talking about permits?
Well, that's, can't start.
Building permits are being handled, from what I understand, by the state board, I forget.
Yeah, they might have extended
The LCB?
time.
No, the
There was
labor
something
and
there,
industry.
Okay.
that there would be a statute or a time limit on a building permit, and what happened through economic difficult times, they extended that.
We didn't issue the building permits.
Yeah, I know. But I talked to one of the building inspectors back a year.
The
He was telling me that if you had a permit, it was only good for 2 years, and extended it. When the market went south,
They can
Well,
drag them
it's-
off.
well,
they actually never had a problem finishing the project. They extended the time, they didn't give a specific time at the time.
When the building is ready for habitation, then Bobby goes in and says,
After all the
you know,
pictures,
this
they
meets
seal
the
the
codes
whole
for
house.
human habitation, whatever that's going to be. We're not at that stage.
That's clearly.
Obviously.
It never been, yeah.
This is 7 years. I came on council 7 years ago, and we were talking about the stocking building. You must remember, Scott, you came on the same time I did.
I was right, I came in after in fact, you guys were dealing with the gentleman's club. They were trying to get in there.
Wow.
They turned that, and they tried to sue for that
Then
gentleman.
it was in receivership, bankruptcy.
Right.
We
Yeah,
had
they were
to-
Same guy.
they were trying to sue us for that gentleman's club, so that was their like last ditch to get some money, to do something, and then they sold, and here we are again.
and it's-
You know, speaking of the building, if you look to the right side, you notice how the stucco doesn't go all the way down the ground, it seems it's up a few feet. So my gut feeling to that, they're probably gonna put some kind of a planter wall or something in there, probably out front, maybe plantings along the foundation. Otherwise, it would rain the stucco all the way down. So something's gotta
I don't know,
be
I'll go
going
there
in.
and ask them.
Well, you can see it there, I'm just using common sense.
Well, they're working again, so that's a good sign.
That is a
As long as
good
they
sign.
don't fall off the roof or out of the bucket or whatever it may be.
I don't think we collect any tax revenue from that.
I'm not sure.
So economic
No,
redevelopment,
not necessarily.
Sure, you know, the land.
They own a building in the borough.
Yeah, but
Do you not
it's,
collect
all right, the
taxes?
taxes, it's an unoccupied, the taxes will be a lot different.
until it's occupied
So
by
it's not,
taxes.
maybe
They,
lower now, but once
they
it's
caught the
occupied.
taxes up, I remember that, because they were about 40,000 behind on taxes, when we were trying to get it as blighted property, and they came in, and we were taking the sheriff's deal, and they kept moving the date, the court date,
Yeah.
with the redevelopment authority and our attorney, and they were just, I think, messing with us, and then they came in and they paid the taxes, took it out of sheriff's sale, and that's where it sits now, it was then sold over to this other guy.
It's the same guy, we just changed the name.
Yeah, well, it was a, an attorney group.
Yeah.
In Jersey, is what
Like a
it was.
holding
Family
company
attorney
or-
group.
Yeah.
Was
Like
it a
an
holding
LLC.
company?
I don't know.
It's an LLC, I believe.
But yeah, I mean, they paid, I don't know how the taxes are,
Hey,
they
Rob-
did catch up
Robert,
all the
here's
taxes
something I
back
have a
then, a
question.
few years ago.
What's the deal with the light on the corner of the Wells Fargo? I noticed today on by it's knocked down. Obviously, somebody hit it. I don't know if you know that.
Scotch light?
One of our street lights, the decorative, is down.
It's down.
Right on the corner.
Yeah, I noticed a big hole in the sidewalk.
Somebody must have hit the light, it's laying down, and I think it's.
No, they're working on it, I think.
On,
And
it's
they
on
can't make the
Pennsylvania
turn.
Bridge, right on the corner, it sits back more off of Bridge Street.
Anybody get a
Lights
license
really
plate?
hard, but near the corner, so
They hit it all
we
the
go
time.
home and see it laying on the side.
Yeah, because the tractor trailer shouldn't come down Bridge Street from Pennsylvania Avenue. They can't make the turn.
I don't know if there's cameras there, or can pick that up.
They blame their GPS.
Because they have their
They say
their
the
route
GPS
they're
system.
supposed to run.
Tyrone Road's open now.
Because I know they get it on the bridges too, you know, the bridges, they're not supposed to get heavy trucks, they say, well, GPS truck, we can't.
My mom would say, can't have anything nice.
Nope. Those are trying to turn with here and again.
So without anything else to add?
Just real quick.
Oh, wait.
If anybody got the email from Pam Coleman? Everybody get that? About if we wanted to meet with her for, she's doing, you must have got this.
Yeah, that
Okay,
sounds
email,
familiar,
I
but.
see.
Yeah? It should have came to your Outlook account. It says,
Who's it from?
from Pam Coleman.
Landmark towns.
They're gonna have a training session that she actually goes to. You know when she did all that analysis on the area codes on all the towns? And they were looking at demographics on who buys in your town, who spends in your town, all that. Well, they got all that information together and they were having a demographic data-based meeting with someone that directs the downtown managers
When did she
program,
send that?
Main Street. You didn't get that?
I don't have anything from her other than the
Really?
summer seat.
Yeah.
Or-
She sent this on Thursday, 10/6.
No, I don't have anything newer than 927 from her.
Really? This is 38 people. I thought everybody got this.
It might be 38 people across 38 municipalities.
I thought
You're on the
everybody
committee,
got
aren't you?
that. No, no.
Let's see.
Julie Cohen.
Yeah,
So I said, you didn't get that? And what she wanted to know was, the training is for her, but she said if we wanted to work out doing a meeting and go there and attend that, if we could figure out a date or a time we would want to do it, if you're interested in going and sitting in on the training program that shows how they use that data for your downstream managers when they do their programs. But I don't know if anybody's interested. I mean, some during the day.
You give it to me, I can, copy it. and
Yeah,
send
you
it
can take
out.
that, because that's,
Yes,
I
send it.
copied off my email, so I thought everybody got this when I bring it up.
I think the date is somewhere off of here. Was there a date or she's looking for a date as well as times?
No, she was looking, she was asking us if that's how we
Oh,
would do it.
okay.
She was gonna, I
Oh,
guess,
yeah, I
give us
see
the
your preferred
information,
day of the week.
but she wondered if we were interested in actually attending that 3-hour training session.
There's 4 questions here for those that don't have it in front of them. 1, would you attend a 3-hour workshop on how to use the data for your town and business? 2, what time slot would work best? 9 AM to noon, noon to 3:30 with a lunch, 2 to 5, 5:30 to 8:30 or other. 3, preferred or suggested location, and 4, preferred day of the week.
And she's on vacation this week, so I think she said sometime this week you have to like figure it out and decide you wanna do it. She takes the training no matter what. And what we get out of that, I don't know. I mean, we got information from the downtown manager program when we were at PSAD, so.
Scheduled before Thanksgiving, and she's off this week, so you have a week to respond.
So, anyway, there's the information if anybody was interested, back to her, it doesn't matter, I'll follow that for you too. The only other thing, what was it to do that? In the paper, I'm noticing when we're talking about the ordinances and being looked at by the different municipalities when it comes to the dispensaries for the medical marijuana. Falls supervisors had their notice in the paper on 10/10, and on there, they're going to be putting in their ordinance change. And what they've done is very similar to what Pendel is now working for. I don't know that Pendel has theirs done yet. They said they were starting to work on it. But what they're doing is they're setting up boundaries as to how far they can be from the school, how far they can be from, you know what I mean? So they're sectioning it where they want those dispensaries to be so that their ordinances are ready for that. So I don't know if anybody had caught that in the paper, if you want to.
Is that zoning board or is that us?
This is.
That would be council.
Yeah, this is council ordinances. So their
Well, I
their
just-
attorney is probably looking into how to adjust their ordinances to, or put one in some
Somebody will
ordinances.
cancel.
Yeah, restricted zone, yeah.
Yeah, so that you don't end up, I mean, there are only gonna be supposedly so many of them for
Right.
the state, you know, but everybody's being very proactive on where you can put them, because if not, you're not, you don't, you know,
Or maybe
they
like
don't want them near
17
your.
marijuana shops, or
Right.
17 smoke shops.
Well, not if there's only so many in the municipality.
Right, but that's what I'm.
They're gonna be
you know what I mean,
regional
like-
ones.
So it's probably a good idea to take a look at and see,
I'm just trying to think where in town
well, that's just it, you
we
can't,
have all like major thoroughfare areas.
See,
Stop
if
something,
you don't have something in place, they could just petition to put it
Put it
wherever
anywhere.
they want.
What's that?
They could just put it anywhere.
Right, right.
I don't think, I think the education will prohibit it by school, I'm guessing, but I think.
Well, that's what they're putting in there. So far from, they can't be so close together. In other words, put footage in there. If it's 1,000 feet or whatever it would be. They're putting it in there so that there's boundaries. They're not
They
saying that
can't
they
be 2
can't.
miles from a school, right?
I don't know if you get away with that.
Yeah.
But you might want to
Well,
develop
you can keep that if you wanna have.
walking
a
routes.
conversation.
We have walking routes in the
I'll check
school,
into it.
Yeah.
Just-
which they don't have in other places. And I think you might want to look at the walking routes.
I don't think we have any walking routes along Trenton Avenue though.
Not Trenton Avenue.
I mean, I've been to a dispensary once, all right, just in Colorado. I didn't find anything there. And I know you can get medical, but not really. In order to go in, you go in a room in the building. And this is what they do in Colorado, and actually outside of Denver.
You went all the way to Colorado for
To the
this?
ski, we just saw it all the way up to the mountain, we decided to see how it works. So I was curious, because I know it's
Yeah,
gonna happen
absolutely.
here. You go in a room, you have to show your driver's license, before they'll let you buzz, they'll open up the next door, you go in, it's a store. But everything's behind the counter, it's not like you can grab anything.
Right.
They had it for medical, and they also had it recreational as well. And you ask what you want.
And with the Pennsylvania license, you were able to go in?
You could, if you wanted to, yeah, you gotta show that you're of age.
That's what they're looking at, the age.
But
Oh,
in this
okay.
state, it's for medical purposes, and maybe you
You have to
have to
have
be a
card.
resident of
Oh, you
Pennsylvania.
want,
You don't have to show
oh,
your
must-
prescription.
would
You have to be a
You have to-
resident.
Right, you have to have a prescription.
Pennsylvania's only gonna be medical?
Yes.
Yes.
It's medical, it's all, you need to go for recreation.
Yeah.
I don't want, I'm not in support of that.
California and Colorado.
I think the guy that was.
Well, California started as medical only, and then everybody, you know, there was like a rash
Over in
over
the problem, to grow, right, something would become a growing,
Like,
What are you laughing at?
Yeah, but this year, they're,
Yeah, like
they're.
21-year-old in glaucoma, you know.
Yeah.
Dude,
There's other reasons.
Yeah, they just put in there that they're gonna make sure they cover not only the dispensaries, but any growers or processors. So if you got an
that's
industrial
the thing,
area,
where are you gonna grow it?
right, so they've also got slash processors growers in there, so you can, because you wanna limit where that's gonna be.
Really don't have
Now,
the
they have a
land.
lot of land, but you don't want it to be like, you know.
Doesn't take much.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
Right.
right,
You
so
know what I
that's
mean, in
what
someone's backyard, I
right.
mean, because if their stuff's
Well,
not,
doesn't it grow in
you know,
front?
like
Right,
dogs.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to by the
Full
regulations
state.
by the state, but what they're
Maybe
putting
that's
in
what
here
you
is
see
they're
what
going to
the dog is
educate us
about.
to be in certain areas, and
10 acres.
they have to meet
dispensary.
certain requirements, like, it says there would be certain distant restrictions from other uses, prohibits any type of outside activities, for limitation of hours for operation, disposal of any of the stuff that they're doing, all that's part of that ordinance. Odors, fumes, vapors, dust, no contact ties outside of the dispensaries, I'm just telling you. Just junk like that. So far from educational, you know, from your schools, it's just something that
How
we.
far do they say from schools?
Nothing says on there, because they said the whole ordinance can be looked at certain hours, this is just telling you what
How
they're
about do it down?
adjusting it for. So, and like I said, and I kept the article from Pendel, so I know Pendel's doing the same thing.
Pendle's a borough as well?
Yes.
Yes,
Because
yeah, this is
About
the
1/3 the
township,
size of
but,
Morrisville.
townships are different, they can
Right.
have
but,
growing and.
but they're doing the same thing, so I'm sure when they have.
All right, there it is.
it's gonna be
Anyone wants to
also.
see what a dispensary looks like, here's a picture. Go in that room, it's the second room, the first room you go in, you have to go through the
You have
door.
a Purine's interest in this?
And you
No,
would
I
be in
took
there for the
some pictures,
dispensary?
they asked if I could
I
take
know
pictures, I had a
curiosity, I
camera on
was-
me, and they said it's okay, and I said, I'm on council.
Very important person.
Take two,
No,
Mitch.
and-
Another reason that you haven't gotten some.
This cow.
I don't know, I don't know what their laws were, there's a, see the display, it's all behind the counter. You can-
It's
All
full
the
of
little
official.
boxes.
I can film your
And they
dispensary.
even
Well,
have
now
their
that,
pets.
now that we've evolved to marijuana shops in Colorado here,
Hey, we
good
get
with the
free
agenda for
cigarette
next week?
stores again.
Yeah.
Is public,
Right across the
council,
gold.
council members announcements? The council members?
they're still, it's still at the end. For all officials, it's still at the end.
Oh, it's time for that now?
Dispensary.
If you want to, yeah.
Do you want to make it?
I want to make a short announcement, it's very personal.
Hey, hold on, guys in the front, we got an announcement.
I know, shocking. Vic?
Get the floor.
This is personal, but I thought it might be of interest to those of you, historically. Today's October 11th. 40 years ago today, I started to work in Morrisville Borough as police chief.
Wow. Did you bake a cake or anything?
40 years.
We would like
And
you
in
to cross
2 weeks,
up
it'll be
these.
October 24th, it'll be 60 years that I started in the police department in New York.
Should we make a
Happy
paper for filing?
So, if you got any more of that stuff, send it around.
Here's what the building looks like on the outside.
That looks, yeah, it looks like an REI.
One last thing that just come into my mind. Last week, we had, whether you realize or not, there was a policy meeting, and I showed, your friend did not. I did have some questions.
You should call me.
Oh, jeez.
I came from work, I came here, you don't know, we get this little paper every week that says these are our meetings, you know? So I came.
I would call you, Debbie.
Would
Every
you
time
call
I
me?
have a meeting that if I'm the chairman, I call you. But I'm the chairman of the policy committee, damn it.
You're chair of that meeting.
You should have called yourself.
Well, if I knew it was gonna, that you guys want a meeting, I'd be glad to call one. But just, if you think we need one, you just give me a call. When we have it.
Okay, well, you know when your dates are available,
I'm,
because we need.
I'm available at all times. I
Okay.
really don't have, my dance
Okay.
book is open, I can excuse you.
The other one was the budget meeting. Now, I sent a message, she was at work, couldn't make it, you're on that.
A budget, the budget
The next
started?
day.
Finance.
Oh,
Finance,
finance,
sorry,
finance.
Budgets will be starting up soon, though.
So.
You know, the thing with finance though, Deb, is
It starts.
when we get into the budget meetings, you're gonna be doing the same things you're gonna be doing with finance.
Well, the reason I would have liked to have.
I know
is
you wanted
because-
information on
You wanna meet
funds.
quarterly
yeah.
too, as the finance committee.
I do want,
Meet quarterly, just to make sure everything's.
well, yeah, that's, we didn't meet the last time, so that's the first time actually meeting. And because we're getting ready for the budget, there were some important things. One was, of course, Emma Ryder, we're coming up on that. We talked about this. And I also went in and I talked to Bob about this. In the recreation fund, I've identified some of the lines where we can pull over the money without affecting some of those lines. That's what I was gonna go over with you guys. That will still carry those lines till the end of the year in the budget to put back the money that Tom took out of that line item that was left for the acquisition. Because it was $35,000 left in that line item for open space project last year. And at the end of the year, the budget was empty. So I showed Bob that, and there is money in there to be able to do that. Because we tax the taxpayer for that and told them that's what it was for and it should be in there. So without affecting the other parts, that's what I was going to identify with you guys, which
Well,
he's still working on.
No, tomorrow I will know
Yeah.
for definite.
When we have, when are these
We're not using money from the budget, believe me. We're gonna get that money. Somebody's gonna give us that money.
Yeah, I know.
So,
When are we gonna start the budget meetings?
I wanna start them.
yeah, I was gonna
I would
say,
think
get tentative
Like
dates.
the
I don't wanna
week, the
do
week of our
Thanksgiving.
council meeting?
I don't wanna do Thanksgiving and Christmas and all that
November?
crap.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess that's
Like
Thanksgiving
last
week
year.
though, right?
No, we're gonna vote on it in December.
We should get a preliminary in for Thanksgiving.
vote on it.
Oh, we'll have a preliminary and probably.
Are you sure about this?
What?
You're gonna have a preliminary in?
Oh, if I don't, I will be
You know,
disappointed in
there's a
myself.
lot of different ideas around here, I'm hearing.
Well, as long as nobody comes to me and says they need me to add money to anything, I'm gonna,
Well,
I mean, we got this new
what
software.
they're gonna ask you is how much do we have, what do we wanna spend it on?
We
There are
have
certain
nothing to spend on
programs,
nothing.
one of them is the
Well,
MR
you have
rider
to-
issue.
Yeah, and you have to identify those are the things that are gonna be taken care of, so that's gonna carry into next year's budget.
When's,
Those are the things you gotta
I
anticipate.
think, well, there's a couple things that'll probably be, that's, gonna be discussed with council, I'm not privy to that yet. But I think there, you know, of course, like I said, we have a 3% increase in the public work, I mean, in the
Well, yeah,
employees.
you're like, yeah,
And 2.5% in the police department, and I don't know where I'm gonna get that money, so, without raising taxes, so, my goal is to try to.
can you raise taxes? Do we have any room to raise taxes?
Then we gotta go back to the- who's the only one?
What do we
Well,
have in the
assessment
general
actually
fund?
went down $100 from last year, so,
How many? $100?
$100.
A mil?
But,
How could we lose money?
I don't know.
Property values go down, right?
Yeah, no, it's the people going out and getting, their appeal and their,
right, yeah, and
Winning their
there's
appeals.
26 of them.
We only have 55 properties in town that are vacant right now. Talk about homes, residential. And for a town this size, that's not a lot. These places are selling.
Well, there's also a lot of rentals, so we're at 60% on our
Yeah.
rentals, so we're, you know what I mean?
still collect taxes on that.
How do we pick
Right.
our meeting
Still,
dates?
the rent going on.
We need to have a preliminary budget, and we have to decide when we're gonna have.
Well, but I'm not sure how we pick, like, tonight's meeting, is it the second Tuesday of the month?
Yes.
Because next month, the second Tuesday is election day.
Yeah, no, but
that's-
it's-
So it would be.
So we can
No,
bump to Wednesday?
No,
We're on the next Tuesday.
agenda meeting next November will be the week after election day,
The 15th.
So that means our council meeting is gonna be a week of Thanksgiving.
yes.
Yes.
Yeah, the
So-
21st or something.
That Monday.
22nd.
So maybe we do budget meetings the week between agenda and council.
No, there is no week in between.
Yeah, there's always 6 days.
Oh,
You know what I
It's a
mean?
tight
Those-
squeeze, Freddie.
We're up
We have to
against
get done.
Thanksgiving the other way.
You need at least 3 or 4 nights for budget with this group.
I don't see why we would.
Oh, wow, you're so
There's gonna be some hand wringing this.
I tend to agree with Fred on this. We need to get the budget done, we need to get it done soon.
But you're not gonna squeeze it all in 1 week.
And on the police, in the police department, police seems to do.
But we
a
also
very
don't
good
wanna
job
do
of
it over
keeping this
Christmas
on.
break either, and
he
squeeze
ready?
it by like you have been the last, how many years?
We've never done it that way. The only times we ever
Well,
had
that's what he does.
to meet that time is when
He
the
gives
mayor
you a
meets.
preliminary work.
We always have the budget done before December.
The last couple of years, it hasn't been done
Do
until
it,
December.
started
a
in December.
projection of-
Well, we vote
We
on
vote
it.
on
I
it.
remember being.
Get your preliminary.
We have our preliminary budget, we simply work through it in
All right,
November.
Bob, how are you gonna do it this year? You're gonna give us a preliminary budget, and then we're gonna have
Hopefully,
agenda, and then we're gonna have the budget meetings off of that.
Yes.
Why don't you start the budget?
So we know something to work off.
But do you have to have the budget meeting in between your agenda and your council meeting?
Do it before.
How long do you need to get a preliminary budget together? Do you have any idea?
It's working on it.
Russian meeting.
I'm just curious, because we can move it up a week.
Well, the thing I'm trying, what I'd like to get across is that, I don't know, projecting from what we had for this year, since we don't have that much area to grow, the only thing that would have need input is if you wanna take funds from one to put it into another. The police department's gonna be the police department, public works is gonna be the street fund's gonna be the street fund, so I mean,
I asked
I'm going
Diane
bare bones on
at the library to set up, like how
I
she
talked
bought her
to
funds.
Diane today too.
Okay,
I
just
asked
so
her,
she
she
knows.
never had any
So
input
ahead of the curve.
with her,
I think it only makes sense to let her.
well, yeah, of course, because I don't know all the things, that's what I told her. However, I told her again too, I said, there's no additional money this year.
Right, well, it wasn't in how much she got, it was how she allocated what
Well,
she
and
got.
on her behalf, I have to say, they did very well this year. They brought in more funds than we budgeted for, so,
That was a book sale.
yeah. So she is doing her part, and,
I think she applied for grants, and she always does paperwork on that, so I think that.
I don't know if it's happened yet.
so basically, what your budget, what you see now, what we'd be added is just 2.5% to the police department and 3% to the administrative and public works.
3% is gonna kill us.
That's what I'm saying, I don't know where you can get that money. I don't wanna try to keep, I mean, the future for Morrisville is not, we can't continue to raise taxes. You have to be bare bones, or like, eventually people are gonna say, I could move into Falls Township for the same price it is to live in Morrisville.
And that goes for business as well, because they can't be as competitive to their neighbor municipalities.
So, I mean, we have to control spending, and that's what I've been doing since I've been here. We've put in, lines and the funding for matching funds for future grants. We also put the capital improvement money in there for equipment. So that's kind of safeguarded, so we know we're adding to that every year. However, I mean, there is really nowhere to expand really anything. I mean, that's what I was trying to see with the budget from last year, if we can live within our means. I would like to increase our engineering a little bit, because we went over this year, because we just, the new firm we had, they had to do a lot of work just to catch up to date.
Well, my thought on the capital reserve you're talking about for heavy equipment, we bought a lot of heavy equipment. I don't know why for a year it doesn't have to go in there. We didn't use it for this year. And do need, equipment or, a truck, let's say something happens, you can take it out of liquid fuels, correct? Some money can come out of liquid fuels for trucks.
For trucks, yes,
Yeah, so I
certainly.
mean, there's other areas as a backup if you
Yeah.
need to. It's just not.
Do you see any glaring needs?
Well, we do need a smaller, like a bigger than a regular pickup.
Well, how
Because
about Robert Swords'
we're
truck?
using our bucket truck for pull around, equipment. You don't really wanna be running it if we put a lot of miles
You
on
have
that.
two brand
but-
new pickup trucks, why can't you,
Not big enough for that?
Well, still, we need to get one more.
you need another pickup truck?
Yeah.
Well, Robert Swords has one with a super
Pull,
jet.
Do we?
for cutting, grass cutting equipment,
We'll talk this on budget night.
yeah.
I think
But we're using the bucket truck now. We don't wanna have to go buy another bucket truck, so.
Well, for budget time, can you give us a list of all of our vehicles and how old they are and
Yeah,
see
You
if
get
there
that
anything
anytime. We
retired?
have a listed downstairs. I mean, you know.
Otherwise, you're carrying all insurance.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, I mean, the police fleet, public works.
well, the police.
Just all that
Yeah,
stuff.
well, he
Just
does,
so you know.
well, you might wanna ask him that, cause he takes care of that. He does sometimes.
But we take care of him, like, that's our budget still.
Oh, I understand that,
I just like to know what we've got.
but he has a
That's
How old they
rotational
are,
thing.
you know, which ones may need to be replaced, and stuff like that. If
Well,
it's-
he's on his own lease.
Well, it's not really
Not
a
almost.
lease, but it's a rotational type thing. Every time when it runs out, he takes the same amount of money and applies it to
Right,
it.
that was three new cars. They're
So
budget
you
to
can buy
make sure they replace.
3 new cars in 3 years or something.
That's how it.
Right, on lease.
Yeah, well, your cops have that new car. That's what
No,
they
it
put
keeps
a lot of
keeps the
miles.
maintenance costs down.
Yeah,
Well, that's what he's looking at.
those cars take years.
And then you can tell us something too. So, if we have nothing else to add to the agenda, I'd like a motion to adjourn. One of you is the first, one of you is the second, does that sound good?
Say aye.
Alphabetical order, Danielle is the first, Debbie the second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.